I'm truly honoured to receive such a prestigious award. Space weather is a global concern and requires global efforts to understand and monitor the associated phenomena with the aim to mitigate its impact on our infrastructure and our activities. COSPAR provides an international forum for exchange of scientific results, information and opinions, and the inclusion of space weather within COSPAR's remit provides us with an important opportunity to address space weather research in a truly global context. This award reflects some of the space weather-related development activities I've had the opportunity to take up in the frame of COSPAR, particularly in capacity building, training for young scientists, and looking towards the future of the research domain. I'd also like to say that working with COSPAR is working with a very diverse international community, and the development activities I've been involved in, both within the context of the panel on space weather and the panel on capacity building, would not have been possible without excellent collaboration from colleagues across the COSPAR community, to whom I'd also like to express my appreciation as I receive this award. Certainly. Let's start with the work I have done together with COSPAR, both as chair of the panel on space weather and also in the context of the panel on capacity building. As I commented in my acceptance speech, space weather is evolving rapidly as a domain, and this has been the case throughout my involvement with COSPAR, meaning that many of the development activities I've been involved in were being defined for the first time. So as panel chair, addressing a rapidly evolving domain, together with the panel vice chairs and members, we had much discussion on what sort of actions the panel could meaningfully take in order to help move the domain forward. From these discussions came the first COSPAR International Living with a Star roadmap for space weather, which was first published in 2015 and remains a key reference for the domain. My next highlight would be the work I've been doing together with the European Space Agency in overseeing the development and particularly the first release of the European Space Weather Service Network, demonstrating that a federated or a distributed approach to space weather service provision is possible and indeed works very well, bringing together scientific expertise from domains from the solar physics all the way through to geomagnetic conditions from across the European region in order to provide reliable information to end users, from satellite operators through to power distribution network operators. And a further highlight would certainly need to be my involvement in the European Space Weather Week. I've been a programme committee since the meeting was created and had the opportunity to co-chair the programme committee during a period where it grew from a relatively small meeting of just over 100 people to a major international meeting of more than 400 participants with global participation, now constituting one of the main events in the international space weather calendar. At the core of the meeting is cross-disciplinary dialogue. The meeting aims to provide an annual forum for exchange on a range of topics, bringing together different perspectives on the space weather domain, from the research community, through applications, through service end users, and also policymakers. And in doing so, the meeting provides us with a key opportunity for community development annually when it takes place, both addressing European and international matters. COSPAR provides an international forum for exchange and also an opportunity to work towards community consensus on topics of importance and also to develop recommendations. During my involvement in COSPAR, I've been fortunate enough to lead several such activities, and the exchanges I've participated in within the frame of COSPAR have certainly informed the direction my activities outside of COSPAR have taken. Through exchange and collaboration with colleagues from around the world, involvement in COSPAR has also helped me gain a much better understanding of the impact space weather has in different regions. I've also gained a better understanding of our capabilities, including the types of measurement infrastructure we have deployed globally and some of the challenges these may face, particularly in remoter regions. As nations are increasingly looking towards global preparedness for a major space weather event, I'd say that understanding our capabilities as a community is of critical importance. Certainly. We're here at the COSPAR Assembly, albeit virtually this year. And I'd say that this meeting provides really a unique opportunity to discover activities taking place in space research globally. Through a very diverse program, including the commission and panel events, the interdisciplinary lectures, and also agency roundtables, you'll find a wealth of information about latest research results and also plans for the future, including and quite likely well beyond the subject that you're directly working on. So if I had to give some advice to someone at their first assembly, it would really be to explore the program as fully as you possibly can, and particularly those discussions about future planning, since what's being discussed as a concept today at this meeting could well evolve into the mission or missions that you'll be working on in your future career. Certainly. So moving forward, COSPAR's activities in the area of space weather are set to grow with the recent implementation of a newly strengthened space weather panel, including a number of focused action teams, continued support for space weather capacity building, and also related discussions in the area of small satellites. As a nominated member of the Space Weather Panel, I'm looking forward to continue working with the panel on its main objective of providing expert knowledge on space weather and also encouraging the development of accurate prediction techniques for space weather and its effects. Through the panel's action teams, I'm also looking forward to continuing our work on capability assessment as the panel works towards an update of the space weather roadmap in the coming years. I'm also very much looking forward to continuing to work with the panel on capacity building, continuing the series of space weather focused capacity building workshops, with the next workshop scheduled later this year, we hope, pandemic permitting. Looking then beyond the work that I'm doing together with COSPAR, I'll also, of course, be focusing on my main role at ESA, which is continuing to develop the European Space Weather Service Network. Over the coming years, we will be working to continue improving the scope and the accuracy of the information that we're able to provide. And we'll also be developing the network towards a more operational framework. So in addition to developing the core content of the services that we're providing, we'll also be looking at making substantial improvements to related areas such as reliability and availability. All the time ensuring that these developments continue to build firmly on this network's strong scientific basis.